If you're one of the millions now taking semaglutide or other GLP-1 receptor agonists like Ozempic or Wegovy, you're probably already noticing a shift in your appetite, cravings, and maybe even your taste preferences. These medications are game changers in weight loss therapy, altering not just the scale, but also how your body and brain interact with food. But what you eat still matters, and perhaps more than ever. While GLP-1s help reduce hunger and slow gastric emptying, they don't replace the need for nutrient-dense, balanced eating. In fact, your smaller food intake means each bite has to count. The goal isn't just weight loss, it's optimal health, energy, and metabolic stability. So, what does smart eating on Ozempic look like? First, protein takes the front seat. Since these medications curb appetite, it's easy to undereat, and muscle mass can be lost along with fat if protein isn't prioritized. Aim for 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. Think lean chicken, fish, Greek yogurt, eggs, tofu, and legumes. Spreading protein throughout the day helps preserve muscle and keeps you full longer. A typical Ozempic-friendly day might start with scrambled eggs and spinach, include a lentil salad with feta for lunch, and a grilled salmon bowl for dinner. Next comes fiber. Since semaglutide slows digestion, some users experience constipation. Fiber can help, but not just any fiber. You want a mix of soluble and insoluble types. Soluble fiber from oats, chia seeds, and beans helps stabilize blood sugar, while insoluble fiber from whole grains and veggies keeps things moving. Be mindful, though, introduce fiber slowly and drink plenty of water to avoid bloating or gas. Hydration is often overlooked but crucial. Because people eat less on GLP-1s, they sometimes drink less too. Yet the body still needs hydration for metabolism, digestion, and nutrient transport. Aim for at least 8 cups a day, and more if you're active. Electrolytes can also help, especially if you're eating less salt or sweating regularly. Coconut water, mineral water, or low-sugar electrolyte drinks are solid options. Fat is another essential, but choose wisely. With less room for calories, quality over quantity becomes the motto. Focus on omega-3, rich fats like walnuts, flax seeds, and fatty fish. Avoid processed seed oils and trans fats. A drizzle of olive oil on roasted veggies or avocado on toast is a great way to include healthy fats without overdoing it. One thing to avoid? Highly processed, low-nutrient foods. It might seem like a small treat doesn't matter since you're eating less overall, but when every bite counts, junk food crowds out nutrition your body needs. Blood sugar spikes and crashes can still happen on Ozempic, and ultra-processed snacks don't help. That said, all-or-nothing thinking isn't helpful either. If a small piece of chocolate or a few fries help you stay consistent with your plan, that's okay. Just build your plate around whole foods 80 to 90% of the time. Timing also matters. While you may feel less hungry, skipping meals entirely isn't ideal. Eating regular, balanced meals helps stabilize blood sugar and energy levels. A small breakfast, moderate lunch, and lighter dinner often works well, especially if your appetite dips later in the day. Listen to your body, but don't ignore it. Hunger cues might be dulled, but nutritional needs remain. Finally, supplementation can help fill gaps. A daily multivitamin, magnesium, and omega-3s are common choices for those on GLP-1s. B12 and iron are also important, especially for women or those on plant-based diets. A registered dietitian can help tailor a supplement plan to your specific needs. In summary, eating while on weight loss medication isn't just about restriction, it's about intention. Each food choice is an opportunity to nourish your body, support your goals, and build sustainable habits. With the right approach, Ozempic isn't just a path to a lower weight, it's a path to a healthier, more energized you. One of the biggest misconceptions about taking medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, or other GLP-1 receptor agonists is the idea that once your appetite drops, nutrition no longer needs to be a focus. In reality, when you're eating less overall, what you eat becomes exponentially more important. It's not about simply losing weight. It's about losing the right kind of weight, preserving muscle mass, regulating metabolism, and maintaining energy and mood while your body adjusts to a different way of fueling itself. Let's start with protein again, because its importance can't be overstated. On GLP-1s, your calorie intake naturally decreases, which means you might not be eating enough to support your lean muscle tissue unless you're intentional about it. Without enough protein, your body can start to break down muscle as well as fat. This not only weakens your body, but also slows your metabolism. A general target is 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal. This could look like a breakfast of Greek yogurt with hemp seeds, a lunch of turkey lettuce wraps with edamame on the side, and a dinner with baked cod, quinoa, and sautéed vegetables. Snacks, if needed, can include cottage cheese, hard-boiled eggs, or a clean protein shake. Remember, it's not just the amount of protein. It's also the distribution that matters. You want your body getting a steady stream of amino acids throughout the day, not a protein overload at night. Fiber is equally vital. Many people on semaglutide experience slower bowel movements or even constipation. To counter this, you need fiber-rich foods, but more importantly, hydration. Fiber and water work together to keep the digestive system moving. Good sources of fiber include berries, pears with the skin, lentils, quinoa, broccoli, and whole oats. Try building your meals around these ingredients and consider adding a tablespoon of ground flax seeds or chia to smoothies, oatmeal, or salads. But start slowly. Fiber should be introduced gradually to avoid gastrointestinal distress. Water is often an underestimated nutrient. Just because you're not eating as much doesn't mean your fluid needs go away. In fact, less food might mean you're getting less water from food sources like fruits and veggies. Aim for at least 2 liters of water per day. If plain water isn't appealing, try herbal teas, lemon water, or cucumber mint infusions. Low-sugar electrolyte drinks or bone broth can also help if you feel fatigued, dizzy, or dry mouth. When it comes to carbohydrates, don't fear them, but be smart about them. Whole food carbs like sweet potatoes, wild rice, lentils, berries, and vegetables provide necessary fuel, especially if you're exercising. However, be cautious with highly refined carbs and sugary drinks. On GLP-1 medications, sugar crashes can feel even more intense due to changes in how your body processes glucose. Focus on complex carbs with fiber and pair them with protein and healthy fats to slow absorption. Speaking of fats, the reduced hunger effect from Ozempic may cause some people to gravitate toward easier-to-digest foods, often high in sugar or fat. But choosing the right fats makes a difference. Prioritize monounsaturated and omega-3 fats from sources like olive oil, avocados, walnuts, chia seeds, sardines, and mackerel. Limit saturated fat and avoid trans fats altogether. Think of fat as a tool to boost nutrient absorption and promote satiety, not a filler. Even a small portion can go a long way when the quality is right. Another major consideration while on GLP-1s is nausea. Many users report mild to moderate nausea, especially when starting treatment or after dose increases. To manage this, eat smaller, more frequent meals and avoid overly greasy or spicy foods. Ginger tea, peppermint, and dry foods like crackers or rice cakes can help calm your stomach. If you're experiencing consistent queasiness, bland meals built from plain rice, broiled chicken, and steamed veggies may offer relief without compromising nutrition. While temptation might pull you towards skipping meals, remember this: the goal isn't just to eat less, but to eat smarter. Avoid long fasting periods unless prescribed, and never use the medication as a reason to ignore true hunger. When hunger does return, often in waves, respond with real food, not empty calories. The biggest takeaway here is that food is still fuel, even when your tank feels half full. Every meal is a chance to nourish your body with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber, all crucial for sustained weight loss and overall vitality. With the right balance, GLP-1 medications don't just become a tool for shedding pounds. They support a deeper transformation rooted in mindful eating, nutrient-rich choices, and long-term well-being. As the weight starts to drop, many people on Ozempic or similar GLP-1 medications are surprised to find that their relationship with food shifts in unexpected ways. You might no longer crave large meals or feel drawn to your usual comfort foods. You might even feel indifferent toward food altogether. While this might sound like a dream for weight loss, it comes with challenges. Chief among them is nutritional adequacy. When your appetite is blunted, it's easy to skip meals or settle for quick, low-effort snacks that lack the nutrients your body needs to thrive. That's why meal planning becomes a critical skill. You don't need to eat a lot, but what you do eat should be purposeful. A solid strategy is building meals using the plate method, even if you're only filling a small portion of it. Start with a palm-sized portion of protein like grilled chicken, tofu, or beans. Add half a plate of non-starchy vegetables such as broccoli, zucchini, peppers, or leafy greens. Fill the remaining quarter with a healthy carbohydrate like brown rice, roasted sweet potato, or quinoa. Top with a bit of healthy fat, maybe avocado slices, nuts, or a tahini drizzle. Meal prep can also save time and prevent skipped meals. Having pre-cooked proteins, chopped veggies, and a few ready-made snacks like boiled eggs, roasted chickpeas, or overnight oats ensures you always have something to reach for when hunger returns. Smoothies can also be a powerful tool for GLP-1 users. They're easy to digest, customizable, and can pack a nutritional punch without overwhelming the stomach. A good smoothie includes protein, like whey, collagen, or pea protein, healthy fats, nut butter or chia seeds, fiber, spinach, oats, or flax seeds, and low glycemic fruit, like berries. Add water, almond milk, or kefir, and you have a complete mini-meal that supports satiety, digestion, and blood sugar stability. Another important layer to address is the psychological aspect of eating. Because GLP-1 medications affect the brain's reward system, some users find themselves emotionally detached from food. While this can be helpful for those who've struggled with binge eating or emotional eating, it may also lead to a loss of enjoyment or connection to meals. Being mindful of this is key. Eating should still be a pleasurable and grounding experience, even in smaller quantities. Make your meals beautiful. Use herbs, spices, different textures, and colorful ingredients to elevate your experience. Eat slowly and without distractions when possible. Even if it's a small salad or half a sandwich, give it the time and respect it deserves. Emotional well-being also requires attention. Rapid weight loss or body changes can bring unexpected emotions, both positive and difficult. Some users experience increased anxiety, body image shifts, or even grief over the loss of previous eating patterns. This is normal and deserves compassion. Consider working with a therapist or support group familiar with weight loss medication journeys. The social component of eating also changes. Dining out, family meals, or holidays may feel awkward when you're not hungry or when smaller portions draw attention. One strategy is to eat mindfully beforehand and treat social gatherings as a chance to connect, not just consume. Bring a dish you enjoy or portion your plate quietly without needing to explain yourself. You don't owe anyone an explanation for taking care of your health. If you're drinking alcohol, proceed cautiously. GLP-1s can alter alcohol tolerance and increase the risk of side effects like nausea or dizziness. Some users choose to avoid alcohol entirely, especially early in their medication journey. If you do drink, limit yourself and never do so on an empty stomach. A small glass of wine or a cocktail with food is a safer route. One other overlooked element is sleep. While not directly related to nutrition, poor sleep can increase cravings, impact insulin sensitivity, and reduce your ability to stick to healthy routines. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. Reduce caffeine after noon, keep a consistent bedtime, and limit screens before bed. Supplements may continue to play a supporting role. Vitamin D, magnesium glycinate, omega-3s, and a high-quality multivitamin can bridge nutritional gaps. Blood work can guide you. Ask your doctor to check your iron, B12, folate, vitamin D, and thyroid levels regularly. As your weight changes, your nutritional needs will shift too. Stay curious, stay adaptable. Eating on Ozempic is not a diet, it's a practice. And like any practice, it evolves over time. Once you've established a rhythm with your GLP-1 medication and nutrition, the focus naturally shifts towards sustainability. Weight loss may have been the initial motivation, but long-term success depends on maintaining muscle, energy, and metabolic health even after the medication is tapered or discontinued. That's where your food choices and habits become the most powerful tools you have. One of the most important principles to carry forward is consistency, not perfection. The body thrives on routine, especially when it comes to nutrition. Try to keep meal timing relatively stable. Skipping meals or grazing irregularly can lead to blood sugar fluctuations, mood swings, and nutrient gaps. Even if your hunger is minimal, a small, nutrient-dense meal at regular intervals supports balance. Think of food as a daily tune-up for your metabolism, hormones, and brain function. Another key element is metabolic flexibility. As you lose weight, your body may become more sensitive to carbohydrates. This doesn't mean you should avoid carbs altogether, but rather that you should favor slow-digesting sources. Think roasted carrots over crackers, lentils over white rice, or sprouted grain bread instead of ultra-processed versions. You might experiment with carb cycling, eating slightly more carbs on workout days and fewer on rest days. This can support energy levels while minimizing fat gain. Speaking of workouts, incorporating resistance training is non-negotiable if you want to maintain the muscle you've worked so hard to protect while on semaglutide. Protein helps, but nothing signals your body to hold on to lean mass like strength training. Even just 2 or 3 30-minute sessions per week can dramatically improve your body composition and metabolic rate. Add in some light cardio, walking, or yoga to support cardiovascular health and stress reduction. Your nutrition should complement this effort. Post-workout meals should include a mix of protein and complex carbs to replenish glycogen stores and repair muscle tissue. Something as simple as a tuna sandwich on whole grain bread or a smoothie with banana, protein powder, and oats can be highly effective. Beyond food, this stage of your journey calls for reflection. How has your relationship with your body changed? What habits do you want to carry with you for the next year, or even the next decade? Are there emotional ties to food that you've outgrown, or ones you'd like to explore more mindfully? Writing things down, whether in a journal or using a food mood tracker, can bring awareness to subtle patterns. It can also help you notice improvements in sleep, skin, digestion, or mood that aren't reflected on the scale. That's the kind of progress that keeps you going. Social and cultural aspects of eating may re-emerge, too. As your body changes, people will notice and comment. Some of those comments may feel supportive, while others might feel intrusive or triggering. You are allowed to set boundaries and choose how much you want to share about your journey. You are also allowed to celebrate your success without guilt. When attending events, use the skills you've built. Take smaller portions, eat slowly, check in with your body before going for seconds, and focus on connection over consumption. Over time, this becomes second nature. Maintenance doesn't mean going back to normal eating. It means creating a new normal that works for your lifestyle, your body, and your goals. If you choose to stay on medication long-term, the same principles apply. If you choose to taper off, you may notice hunger cues returning more strongly. Don't panic. This is where structure and awareness come in. Make sure your meals still include protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Avoid letting hunger build to extremes, and continue planning your meals ahead of time. Emotional regulation plays a big role here. Stress, fatigue, and social pressure can easily derail even the best intentions. Having strategies, like walking after meals, sipping tea instead of reaching for sweets, or calling a friend when emotions spike, can help you stay grounded. And if you slip up, that's human. One off day or indulgent weekend doesn't erase your progress. What matters is what you do next. Get back to your routines, nourish your body, and move forward. In the end, GLP-1 medications are powerful allies, but they're just one piece of the puzzle. True transformation happens when you pair science with self-awareness. When you use nutrition not just as fuel, but as care. When you honor your hunger without fearing it. And when you choose, every day, to feed not just your body, but your life. With intention, balance, and a little patience, Ozempic Nation can become something more, a movement toward lasting health, rooted in conscious choices and genuine well-being.